What's going on, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Oh, look, the TV's going on. I just noticed that. I'll have to turn it off later if I can find the remote. But hopefully, everyone's doing well. Um, who do I see? I see Nightfall. Who cares about GTA 6 when you have Ocarina of Time? We were going to talk about Ocarina of Time remake, Nightfall. We may actually start off there. AV, good. I see it. Ambi, thanks for being by. Ambi again. Hey, Rouse, here 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. isn't very long, really. Oh, something else you're doing a lot. Rebecca, I still haven't planted much, though. Hopefully next week. I think I told y'all I planted a new Japanese maple that I'm really excited about. And it's kind of weird when you plant trees because like usually they are going to die off a little bit, especially in the late spring, early summer time frame. So it's really about next year that I'm really excited about. So super excited about that. Let's keep going up. Um, yay! Oh, there goes my message. Trying to get my kids that it's time to come in. It's after 8 p.m. and they've been outside. Oh my goodness, at least they're doing stuff. At least they're productive. All right. As you can see, it's that time of the year where like it's weird because it's like 8 o'clock and it's still like daylight outside. So it's gonna take a little while, but it's not as bad as when I was in the apartment. But yeah, so we have I would say like a ton of news. Like there's certain topics we got a lot to talk about. And so there's big Xbox stuff. I will be giving like my business idea about that. There's some Amazon stuff. There obviously Grand Theft Auto released some things, so we'll talk about that. But there's a lot of studio closures coming through. Some hardware stuff and some lawsuit stuff that we have some updates on. And I think there's a couple more as we get through it. I planted an apple tree a month ago. It looks like a dead stick, but still green under the bark. See, so the things that died for me, I had a lemon and lime tree I have been growing for 2 years that were like in a portable planter and everything. This last winter just like destroyed it. Um, so that was that. Hold on one second. Hold on, y'all. My someone's calling me. Someone's calling me. That was weird. That was weird. That was weird. And so yeah, hey Wit, what's going on? What's going on? Hopefully everyone it's lighter shades of purple. It is a lighter shades of purple. It's like we're in the middle of the day. So we're at the middle. It seems like we're at the middle of the day. So yeah. But yeah. So but as I was telling you, I had these lemon lime trees. The winter was just brutal to them. And it ultimately killed them. So unfortunately that's what happened. Your car's extended warranty. No, you know who it actually was? It was my brother. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's watching the podcast right now. Because I was like, what are you doing? I was like, what are you doing? Don't reach out to me at this time. But yeah, so it wasn't, or it could be primary season. In New York State right now, it's primary season. And so there's all these candidates and campaigns who are reaching out. And it's just not here. Like I was getting like because I'm a veteran, like anybody who is like a veteran candidate is reaching out. I don't know how they found my information. But that's also like I give them credit, but I'm also like, you're not even in my state. Like maybe not. Uh oh, does he? I was watching you earlier, Rebecca. I was on the train, so I didn't respond. But earlier this week, I was watching you. Sounds like it. Hey, Cherry Man, were you at the parade for the Knicks? I did not. So if y'all did not know, the New York Knicks, the professional basketball team of New York, of really Manhattan, because New York has two professional basketball teams. They won. Um, they won the championship, and so by winning the championship, there was a parade today. So and it was supposed to be like really big. So yeah. So let's see what else. What else? What else? But yeah, that's everything. I did not go to the parade. I have been busy working on a few different projects. Um, what else is going on? No comical thing. I haven't been going into the city. So that's a thing. I haven't really been going into the city. So no comical things going into the city. Yeah, just been trying to take care of myself. All right. Nope, you didn't go. Oh no, why not? Why not? I was sure. I was like, oh, Jerry Man will go. Like I was almost positive of that. Um, all right, all right, all right. So, all right, where do y'all want to start? Where do y'all want to start? Where do y'all want to start? You know what? I'm going to start because Nightfall's here. I want to start off by talking about Ocarina of Time. So we talked about this with Star Fox, and I want to come back to this because I asked, like, how would y'all launch, like, if you were trying to reboot a series or like a game franchise? How would you do it? Like, would you go on, like, do a full-on remake, right? So, like, I think, like, Resident Evil has done something like this before. Um, I think Final Fantasy VII remake, like full-on remake, like, it's totally different. Would you go like the Metroid Prime? I think that's the one that came out a few years from Nintendo, which is, like, kinda like a new coat of paint. It's kind of like has an upscaler to it, but it's like the same kind of controllers, same exact game, same walkie game. Or would you try to like do something maybe like what Star Fox is doing, which is like Star Fox 64 is like super, it's not super old, but it's very polygonish. And the new Star Fox that's coming out next week is less so, right? So I want to see what show it take. You make a real time like that actually makes sense. Oh, is that what you would do? Hey, Simpleton, what's going on? Ask Splitgate. They know about rebooting. You know, Splitgate, I don't know. I leave that up to y'all. I told you I can't tell the difference between Splitgate and the other one. But I'm not a shooter, Nightfall. I'm not a shooter. So all right. Here we go. Here we go. So it's kind of small. It's an interesting article. And here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Nintendo Ocarina of Time. So this is on Polygon. If you want to go check out the article, you can go check it out yourself. But Nintendo's Ocarina of Time remake faces one insurmountable challenge, and then it has like the sub little line there where it says you can't please everyone, right? So essentially, yeah, what is this challenge, you may ask? And that's quite easy. So, with the new Ocarina of Time, looks very different than the old Ocarina of Time. Um, However, the developers have said they're staying quite true to the original game, which I'm not totally upset about that because I actually enjoy fishing in that game. It's just me, but I do enjoy fishing in that game. But there's some people who are like, why would you make the same exact game? Right? And so it's like this idea like, do you try to keep it the original or do you try to change it up? Right? And we've seen this. Like, why do you change something that's great? And then some people are like, no, make it different. Day one, without a doubt, I totally hear you on that one, Cherry Man. I would create an extraction shooter just like the other four that have already failed in the Gamematic. Well, Crow, that is a strong, that is definitely a business decision. That's definitely a philosophy. Um, but yeah, I think this actually is like a thing I've kind of struggled. Like, what do you do? I think Ocarina of Time has, if I'm not mistaken, came out about 28 years ago. So I'm actually okay with the direction they went through. I am curious what they mean for a one-for-one remake because if I look at Hyrule in Ocarina of Time versus Hyrule in like Breath of the Wild, those are vastly different Hyrules, right? Like Ocarina of Time is basically like, I don't know, a 20th of the size or 5% of the size of Breath of the Wild. So I am kind of curious how they do that. Um, Also, there's some other things that I've kind of thought would be different, like do the puzzles look the same? I don't know. I don't know. But usually when Nintendo says we're doing this, they do this. Like I don't think there's like, but wait, there's more. I don't think that's um at all. So I don't uh I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't have said it better yourself. What are you? Okay, okay, okay. So wait. Is this? Are y'all talking about a certain game? We may have a little bit. We may have a little bit going on right there with y'all about a certain shooter that y'all might be hinting towards. So you're gonna want to wait for a couple of minutes when I show that. So okay, I would make an exact remake as if it were made with modern tech, and I would use the money I make with that to make a sequel. So you actually are buying into like this. You like so Simpleton. You actually like this idea that Star Fox and Ocarina of Time are doing, which I will say I think it's kind of unique what they did. And I'm not sure if I made this argument last week, but I want to make it this week. Why I think the Ocarina of Time um, model is a unique one. And that's because like if you look up Ocarina of Time, how many people played it on N64? It's like, I don't know, like 7 to 8 million people, right? So 7 to 8 million people played Ocarina of Time on 64. I believe it came out on Wii as well. But again, I think altogether that may be 10 million people. If you look at how many Zelda fans there are now, like if y'all remember when Tears of the Kingdom came out, like within, I think it was a week, 10 million copies were sold. So imagine there's like 3 to 4 times as many Zelda players today as there were 20 something years ago. And now, like, most likely Ocarina of Time remake is going to get even more traction just because of that. So I'm hoping this does well. Same with Star Fox. I'm not upset with it. Some people are like, it's just a remake, but I'm like, kind of, sort of, but yeah, I'm okay with it. The one thing I want this to have is just to be more open world, like instead of the cut transitions when you enter a new place. Yeah. So, when I was talking about things that I was interested in, I was specifically thinking of the Lost Woods, right? So, the Lost Woods, and sorry for anybody who has not played Breath of the Wild. I don't think I'm going to be ruining anything with this description. But as anybody who's played a Zelda knows, like the Lost Woods are literally where you get lost in. And in or in Ocarina of Time, you like go through something and to nightfall, it's like kind of like a cutscene. As we're in the Switch Breath of the Wild, I'm pretty sure it's Tears of the Kingdom. I actually have not been in the Lost Woods and Tears of the Kingdom, but let's go with Breath of the Wild. And you go and it's like you're just going straight and then you end up in the same place. So it's kind of like the same mechanism, but it's like a continuous flow. I don't know if that's what you meant, Nightfall, but that's what came to my mind. I played Zelda 1 and 2, but none since. Ooh. Ooh. Um That's actually really interesting because if you played Zelda 2, what did we say Zelda 2 was called? I keep calling it Link's Awakening, but it's actually a Link to the Past. Um, that's a very different one than virtually all of them. And then the first Zelda reminds me of Bomberman. So very different ones. I'm lurking as I hit refresh on the Grand Theft Auto. There is Grand Theft Auto pre-order. Um, it's not. Uh, I, regardless if it comes or if it doesn't, Jeff, I am glad you are flicking people off because it is coming out. It seems like an interesting of emotion to uh, to let out, but to each their own. Um, 100%. Well, Simpleton, do you support it enough to get a Switch 2? This is the question. Is it going to convince you to get a Switch 2? 'Cause that's a question. Um, and it was yeah, Zelda I mean, Zelda's always been a little difficult with their puzzles if you think about it. Well, what this is what I'll say. I think the Zelda franchise sets the standard on puzzle making. Like, if you think about it, most puzzles are kind of derivative of Zelda. And I say that like when Breath of the Wild came out, having the Sheikah Slate or whatever and the different like the magnesis and just the different things to like solve puzzles was like somewhat different. Somewhat the same, somewhat different, right? Like where you're using like the physics of the game to solve puzzles. Um Flash forward to Tears of the Kingdom, and they do it again, like, where you actually, like, have to build. Like, I continue to think, like, Tears of the Kingdom's engine is crazy, but where you have to, like, build your thing. This is actually why I cannot get into Tears of the Kingdom again because I'm probably, like, a third into the game, but I'm so far into the game that I can't remember what I'm actually supposed to do. Like, I'll look at my inventory, I'm like, "How did I create that?" Or, "Why did I create that?" And the tutorial is, like, 3.5 hours long. It's, like, universally, like, 3.5 hours long. And so I'm like, "Doug, do I wanna go, like, start that over?" It's a thing, it's a thing, it's a thing. That's where I'm at on that. Is that DLT to San Andreas? It could be something. I do know it's going to probably be, here's what I think of Grand Theft Auto 6. All right. And this is just me. Like, I think 2026 is the year of hype. And what I mean by that is if we think about IPOs, right? So, business, I know we're going to talk business right now. And we think about IPOs. If y'all did not know, Elon Musk is a trillionaire, right? A trillionaire with a T. Uh, and his company is valued at like $2.25 trillion. You ask me, we're entering this point of like, this is ludicrous. This is ludicrous. You know what I mean? You have, what is it? Chat GPT, who makes them? OpenAI. They're being valued at like 1.5 trillion. Claude, Anthropic, they're up there in the these are like between those four companies, they are valued at like $4.5 trillion. And if you actually look at how much money they actually produce, um, it's not even anywhere close to that. I think it's like 1/100th of that. And so if you're saying bubble, I think so, and so how does this relate to Grand Theft Auto 6? Is because I think there's a bubble involving Grand Theft Auto. I think it's gonna be a good game, I think it's gonna sell a ton, so that might be the difference is, like, that they're actually gonna sell a ton, but I think it's a lot of hype. Um, a lot of hype where people flick off, like, they get their pre-order window and they're flicking off people. Very, very interesting. I'm waiting for the Infinity Ocarina of Time theme Switch 2. They will try to market for to me for 650. They may. Um, they didn't do it for Star Fox, but you're right. Star Fox is as big as Ocarina of Time. Really, for me, I'm just waiting for to hear the Ocarina of Time score. Like, if, I don't know, like if you've ever like that is one of the most solid scores in any of the Zeldas is Ocarina of Time. And so the same way they've done all these like Mario Kart, like all the games that have been kind of like nostalgia, as Cowboy would say, have had amazing scores. Like Star Fox. I told y'all I think Star Fox is just crazy, crazy good. I can't wait to hear the entire score and soundtrack. And next week it gets launched. So I'm really excited about this. But Ocarina of Time is, I'm telling you, like for me doing 2026 games that I'm most looking forward to in 2026, and you have Star Fox and Ocarina of Time launching remakes. I'm like, yo, that this is maybe rivaling 2023, 2024 excitement level. So I'm excited. Uh I've been playing out of Zelda Half Sleeve for several years. Just need to find an artist to do it. Oh my goodness! I will take a picture of that. I'm not dropping 500 on a Switch shoe. That's too rich for me. I rather go see performers dance. That's a thing. Hey Bruce, what's going on? What's going on? I wouldn't either, but there is one here because it's my son's for Xbox. Was it Switch 2 or Switch 1? Did y'all get a Switch? No, Switch 2 because y'all are Mario. You're a Mario Kart. I can't even believe that. I'm like, because we were for so long, we were saying Switch. Yo, you weren't getting a Switch 2, but you're right. Scott got one. So yeah. Hey, Dave Wilson, what's going on? We're just talking a little bit about Ocarina of Time remake and how cool and how that is. So yes. So hopefully everyone, if you have a Switch 2, obviously Star Fox is where my mind is at. But I'm excited about some of the things coming out, as well as on the other platforms. Let me not say like obviously Jeff is super excited about Grand Theft Auto 6. That is not coming to Switch. That is coming to PlayStation or Xbox. So that is definitely something to be super, super excited about as well. So yeah. So that's my Nintendo news. With that, we are going to do hashtag ad. So here, because I am a Wire Production ambassador. Hey, Jeff sent you here. Hey, Sanchez, what's going on? Hashtag ad. We are doing. Did I spell ad right? I did. We're gonna do a Wire Productions trailer. I don't think I showed this one, but y'all know Wire Productions. I don't know if I'm still an ambassador for them. I used to be. I still like the company. So we're gonna show this trailer here. If you don't like horror games, sorry to tell you, but it's gonna be a horror game. All right, so here we go. Oh my goodness. Well, Rosh, let me come back to that and we will definitely do it. But here we go.
本当のことを言ってもうまくいかない。嘘をついてもうまくいかない。
僕も自分のことよくわからないんです。
So that is Broken Lore, and it is definitely Japanese horror. It's always an interesting thing. So if that is your thing, definitely go. Okay, this is really creepy. Give me a second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Hold on. sorry about that. If y'all, my brother came in. He's really, so, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was like, I thought it was like an emergency. Really wasn't. He just had a call. He wanted to know about if he could go get a haircut. I'm like, what is it with what? Like what? Hey geek, what's going on? Um, so yeah, so I do want to come back to this. I do want to come back to this. Scott's birthday is this Saturday. If anyone is interested, we're streaming. Yeah, we'll be around. We'll be around. We'll be around. Let us know the times. Are y'all going to be doing like an all day stream? Because I know Scott can do all day. Definitely push it out. I should be around sometime Saturday, sometime. So I will see. Omar, okay, I'll be there for World 8. I'm kind of doing less of. I see what they did there. What did they do? Looks scary. What did they do? The game is giving me tyrophobia and a version of intense discomfort when looking at cluster holes, bumps, or patterns. Yeah, the eyes on the skin. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. It is kind of gross, but for some reason, I don't blame Wire Productions, right? They did Martha's Dead. Something Remains. It was a Stadia game. They did that one. Forget what it's called, but they do, I guess, decent with their horror games. And let me back up. So if y'all remember, like last year, I was like actually looking at like doing like getting in the games business. Horror is actually one of the most easy ways to get in because there is a dedicated horror fan base. And a lot of times it's like a cheaper game to do, especially if you kind of like just the mechanics, like lower lighting, like the less visual. Obviously, if you do something with super, super awesome visuals, it's really good. But a lot of times you can get away with basically not as much. And so I can understand why Wire Production pushes those. I'm back here, Valika. I'm back too. We're all good, geek. So you're well. Where are you right now, geek? Are you in Houston? Yeah, I know. Happy early birthday to Scott. You know whose birthday it also is around this time? If I'm not mistaken, Primo Yannick was around this time. If y'all remember Primo. And there was someone else we interviewed around this time as well. I cannot remember. I do know Windstar and a few others are in November. Main game are in July. Main Games, Windstar, Doc Dark is in July. There's a time I kind of knew a lot of people's birthdays. Way back when. But yeah. So okay. All right. Let's go to the next thing. I'm not gonna hit Xbox just yet. It's kind of like one of my bigger stories, so we're gonna hold off on that one. But I did want to ask y'all this. So this article came out. I thought it was kind of interesting because at first I was like, huh, and then I was like, huh. It actually is an interesting business case. And that is, so if Ron Slusher is out there, Amazon believes it may be the largest paid gaming subscription in the world, but nobody knows it. Amazon General Manager Jeff Gattis reflects on why the biggest company in the world has struggled to break into one of the biggest industries in the world. And this actually, I think I may have talked about this some shades of purple, way long time ago. But it is somewhat perplexing because on one end, you have Amazon, who's arguably like the number one retailer or one of the number one retailers in the world, but it hasn't broken into gaming. And on that same hand, you have Amazon, who owns Twitch, and that's the largest streaming company, game streaming platform in the world, or one of. That hasn't helped it. And then Luna, despite the fact that, Stadia through and through, and I still think GFN is the best cloud gaming platform, Luna's not bad. You know what I mean? Like, Luna's actually solid. So it begs the question, why is Amazon struggling in gaming? Why hasn't it broken through? You know what I mean? They have like some of the most robust cloud infrastructure out there. They bought gaming studios. They give out free games like anything. Like why hasn't it broke out? Hey JD, what's going on? June is big birthday month. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But yeah, I think this is an interesting question. When you step back on it or step back from it, is that you would think it would help them, right? Like they have all these things. They're in mobile. If we think about what like the Fire tablets can do and stuff, so they can play that type of thing. But why haven't they actually made a very solid push um, into gaming? Like they have a TV streaming platform, so I don't know. Like to me, it's an interesting question. Um, I personally, my theory is that gaming, the type of gaming Amazon's trying to do, they should have done like 20 years ago, and r- at the latest 15 years ago. Right now, it's just that gaming has evolved from what like I don't know, 30, 40s, and 50-year-olds know of gaming, and that's why they're having a hard time. But I would be interested to know what y'all think. If Amazon Luna would have linked with Steam, they would be the biggest, but they went with Ubisoft and GOG. Um, only thing worse would be partnering with Epic. This is okay. Maybe so I think that's an interesting one because maybe who do you think would have had more incentive to partner with the other, right? Is it Amazon who would benefit more from partnering with Steam? Or does Steam have more to offer, like by just doing it themselves? You know what I mean? Like, if right, what is Steam's market share? Like 90 something percent of PC games? Like, they're the ones who are bringing the power, like, what is Amazon's subscription gonna do? So in my opinion, I don't think it's Amazon's lack of not trying, I think they absolutely would have partnered with Steam. That's my theory. I kind of doubt Steam wanted to partner with them because Steam has their own game streaming, even if it's yeah, that's right. Rouser and I are kind of on the same boat. Probably because most Americans have an Apple TV despite Amazon being available everywhere. Yeah, is Apple TV the largest ones? Is Apple TV larger than like n- I'm trying to think. Like we're talking about the little hockey puck looking thing, or are you talking about the app? Which one are you talking about? Because I just realized there are two, right? There's like the little hockey puck looking thing, and then there's the app. Epic has the same complaint. They give away free games, but no one uses their platform. Yeah, I think that's it. Steam would want way more money. It's about the profit margin. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I agree. I think we're all in agreement here that Steam i- Steam has the power in that dynamic, right? And so here's a question. Okay, so if we know Steam has that like power, right? To essentially dictate the market for PC gaming as well as it seems like the market for cloud gaming. Um is that a good thing or a bad thing? Right? Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? And I'm like going back through because like Steam does partner like right GFN. You get a lot of stuff from GFN through Steam. And if Amazon were to do something serious, like would that mean Prime is more? Again, I don't know what Steam gets per se, right? Because you got to think like Steam. It's actually really fascinating. Steam is essentially like what online storefront, right? Or it's a PC gaming storefront. Why would why if you're a PC storefront who has a monopoly on a certain product, why would you partner with literally the monopoly that is Amazon? Because all Amazon is like a store. You know what I mean? Like the only Amazon wins that relationship because like you're essentially being like, yeah, let me give you some of my customer base so you can then eventually sell to them. This does seem like a very Amazon thing to do, by the way. Um, oh, the hockey puck. Does it? Do people still buy it? Do people still? Because I like my TV came with whatever it is. I wonder, are the hockey pucks still sold a lot? Amazon is trying to create a solution for a problem that Steam already solved. I think that's true. Or to me, they're trying to like they're trying to create a solution to steal customers that are over there. To me, it's like almost equivalent to like those made by Amazon products. Like first thing Amazon does is it brings a product, you could sell your product on their storefront. And then all of a sudden, like 5 to 10 other products get there. And then once Amazon knows like this is a product that sells a lot, Amazon then sells their own product, right? It undercuts all the competition. And so, which I'm fairly certain Lena Khan would, when she eventually becomes the Supreme Court justice, she's going to overturn that somehow. But yeah, I think the problem with Amazon, and I think this is the problem with most of these large tech companies, they're too large. Like what is the benefit of partnering with you, which if eventually you're going to take my business? Let's look at Google, right? Like Google has just like taken over the entire hospitality industry. Like you could just do Google search, look for best deals for hotel, best deals for flight. You don't have to go to kayak, booking.com, hotels.com. You don't have to do any of those, right? Why? Because Google can just like get their information and sell it and do the exact same thing. They're too big. Team Luna, baby. Is it? We actually had some news about Luna last week I didn't talk about. Because I think last week or maybe 2 weeks ago was the last official day you could like buy something from Luna's storefront or something like that. Something I covered like 4 months ago, and then like last week was the day. So yeah, I don't know. We talk about Amazon, why they are not yeah. I think it's one of those situations that they are the evil empire. It's really hard to say it like that because like all these people are really, really rich. Um but I think like what benefit does Amazon like yes, let me give the largest online storefront in the world so y'all could sell more. And now you can have like multiple monopolies. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It seems kind of like, uh, why? Maybe that's just me though. Maybe that's just me though. Maybe that's just me. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We got a couple more. I got a lot over there. Got some Unreal news. All right, should we go into it? All right, here we go. Let me do one more trailer. And then we'll get into it, all right? And y'all know I love my Metroidvania, so here we go. Here we go. Let me try to turn this TV off too. If I'm not mistaken, and I would have to get Bruce back, but I think the chords in that trailer are similar chords to Jesus Christ Superstar. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. But I'm not like if you hear at the very end, like it sounded a little bit like Jesus Christ Superstar. Jesus Christ. So it was such an interesting musical if you've not seen that. All right, all right, all right, all right. But Daytona, welcome. And I see what you said. Kyle Larson, NASCAR Cup Series champion. Did not know that. Will be on the front cover. Seems like a fitting thing. You'll win a NASCAR Series Cup. You'll be on the NASCAR 26 cover. There you go. You eat your Wheaties, you too can be on the NASCAR 26 cover or 27 cover. Release date's not confirmed, but I am sure Daytona, you will keep us updated for that. I'm going to try the DAW demo this weekend. Are you? All right, on Steam? Let us know how it is. I've never seen a dinosaur Metroidvania. So, and it seemed like it had like some different like gaming ideas associated with it. So maybe, have you played the Persona series? I have not. I have not played Persona, but I've seen the Legend 350 play it. It's probably the only person I really play it. Why, JD? Do you like it? You like Persona? You like Persona? All right, y'all. We're about to do it. We're about to do it. And this is let me say it like this. Let me say it like this. This next segment, all right, this is all about business. It's all about business. This is unfortunately another prediction has come true. Like, you know what I mean? This is one of those, another prediction has come true. Kind of sucks. It really sucks. As someone who has been in a similar situation more than once, I understand the dread that comes with this. But here we go. What am I talking about? Let's go. Let's figure it out. All right, Microsoft CEO complains about poor gaming profit. There's more monetization of Xbox games happening on YouTube. Now, if you remember, we were talking about this profitability issue with Xbox for a while, and people were like, I don't care about numbers. They're making money hand over fist. But remember, it was about a year ago. I said, how much money is enough? You know, like, and we made the comparison. We made the comparison to a couple of other like indie not indie studios, but like Larian Studios, some other people like where what they're really trying to do is make a little bit of profit to like build the next game. But when you're like a multi-trillion dollar company, there's just not enough money in gaming to make it your worthwhile. Like there's eventually a point where you're going to stagnate, or heaven forbid you decline. And we called it back then. We're calling it now. Like, where do they make more money? And if you don't recall, like, it's really interesting because Satya Nadella, right here, the Microsoft CEO, he's actually calling out like YouTube, right? More gaming is happening on YouTube. This is the same man who went out and bought Mixer, right? This is the same man that greenlit the ABK deal, the Bethesda deal, numerous other deals, right? And he's like, where's the profit? This is someone in corporate exec talk. He is shifting blame. He's like, why aren't we making money? I don't know, sir. You're the one who's spent, I don't know, literally multi years worth of war budgets um on video games, right? Are you seeing a trend here? Like Amazon's like, why aren't we breaking through? Microsoft is kind of like, we're not making enough money. We spent so much there. And obviously we know the debacle that was Google. We know the debacle that is Meta VR. Don't ask me. Um, like, I don't know. Like, you tell us what's wrong with it. You know what I mean? Um, Liza, I don't like Pokemon. I've never played Pokemon, JD. I was too old when it came out. And so here we go, here we go, here we go. But there's more, and this is what we predicted. We predicted at the end of June that we were going to see massive Microsoft write-offs. I'm still holding out on that. I think within the next week to 2 weeks, we are going to see actually what Microsoft has written off, specifically actually in next month when Microsoft Review does their reporting. But there's a lot of studios closing at Xbox. And these are Compulsion Games. All right, now who is Compulsion Games? Y'all probably have heard this already. Compulsion Games is actually South of Midnight, Double Fine, another one. They're trying to keep themselves open. They're trying to go independent, and there might be a chance they will go independent. There's still a couple of more, right? If we look at this list, this is what's happening right now. We knew Arcane is out there, Alpha Dog's out there, Roundhouse is out there, Tango Games Work, that's an old one. The Initiative, that's an old one. Like I could go back almost 3 years ago to the day. I feel like the only thing Xbox has going for it now is Forza Horizon 6. Like, what else is there? There's a couple. Not going to say there isn't. But I am also going to say, I am going to say that it's probably not the end. You know what I mean? I think there's going to be more, unfortunately. And we kind of know there's more, right? Because like now you're starting, like what I say about the blame shifting, the concerns over Xbox Studio bloodbath. New report says developers are being punished today for following orders. Exactly. This is what you call passing the buck. Passing the buck. This is how systems work. This is how systems happen. And I don't mean to scare people here. Y'all always know I always say this. If you think I'm talking about gaming, you're right. If you think I'm talking about something else, you're also right. This is happening a lot right now. Like across the board. It always happens, but right now it is happening probably more than normal. is that people are just doing their jobs and they're getting laid off because of the decisions of people higher up. You know what I mean? And nothing ever happens to the people higher up. If anything, the people higher up get like better like golden parachutes and stuff. And and here's the thing that I want to highlight, like about this, and I have some more news on this. But if y'all recall, like, and I'm gonna go defend this chick because I think she called it right. Like when regulators, if y'all recall, like everybody's like, "Oh, regulators are horrible. They hate gamers. They blah 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 blah." Blah." It's like no, that it's really not. What they understand are patterns. Okay, they see patterns of behavior. And if you think about it, what did I talk about like about maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago? I said you see all these big, large tech companies going into gaming and they're not making a lot of money. So what did we talk? We started with Amazon, right? We had the article there. We see Microsoft right now. If we went back 2 or so years ago, 3 years ago, we could have talked about Google Stadia. We already know, like, literally, Facebook changed their name to Meta. All right. These are some of the largest companies in the world. We know that whatever Elon Musk, whatever his company X, Twitter, tried to get into gaming until they found out that guess what? He's not really a gamer, right? That was like what 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. What do we hear right now? What's the guy who everybody wants to punch it, or maybe it's me, I want to punch in the face? The MG or the Time Warner slash Paramount, right? Paramount is the one who's like, they want to get into gaming. The problem with this is that when the biggest investors in the world, and I mean that from the institution side, the biggest investors in the world go into something and they dry up all the liquidity, right? They put all their money there. And then it doesn't equal their outsized expectations. Again, this goes back to the idea that there's not enough money within gaming to sustain them. All right. That's what this comes back to. And then what do? They start doing stuff like this. They start cutting people, they start firing things, and all the people are doing is following orders because that's all you can do. Well, guess what? All the other people who may not have as much money and would have invested into whatever industry, in this case, gaming, they don't because there's no profitability in it. They're like, it's a bad investment. Again, if you think I'm thinking about talking about gaming, you're right. If you think I'm talking about something else, you're also right. This is what it means when like large institutions with literally monopoly power. I was trying to say monopolistic power. When they enter an industry, everyone hurts. Everyone gets screwed. Gamers get screwed, developers get screwed, franchises get screwed, prices go up. It's not a coincidence. To put the spin-offs on multi-platform like Lego Horizon to fund the business, but keep the mainline heavy hitters strictly exclusive to win back the hardcore. It's just not enough, JD. It's not enough. The hardcore has aged. That's the thing. The hardcore is aged. They have kids. You know what I mean? They're trying to pay bills. They themselves are happening in their own industry. It's not like if we are thinking this is an exclusives problem, like, right, if this is not an exclusives problem, okay? This is structurally more than this game is on this platform problem. This is an industry-wide problem, right? This is not like, yes, that may look cool, right? That looks horrible. But this is not a Xbox only problem. Donut, one of my favorite studios or publishers, don't have enough money. They don't have Tencent. Tencent, another one. We forgot big tech companies. Right? We have like almost every other day, every other month, we have more and more of these happening. Structural problem. Sony Game Pass Buzz partner heavily with publishers like Sega Block is Sony Nintendo Monopoly and keep funding the niche RPG games to give the service variety. Maybe. I think you hit the big point. Once investors got involved, gaming went from having fun to making money more, regardless of if the game is fun. Crow, I think that is, you've just said a volume there. Once you get that involved, it became a money-making machine. But it's not just, but I want to, like, it's the structural aspect of it. I think that's where I get. Investors don't just invest because they're like, let's do a good job. Like, let's bring a smile to people's face. They invest for a return on investment. And when you don't have that return on investment and you flooded the market, all right, they flooded the market to the point that the only way you could make a great game is if you had a lot of investor money to break through, because what the player base wanted was bigger, better, more optimization, more realization, more compute power. So the only way you can really do that, right, is you have to raise vast sums of money, okay? Or you have to hope you get bought out. And then when your game just doesn't produce that, because the gaming industry isn't, this segment of the gaming industry isn't the size that is just growing exponentially. And it's not, it's growing exponentially because people have other things. Like, people are looking at TikTok all day. People are watching YouTube. People are doing dating apps. You know, people are like doing tons of other things. Then when the investors leave, well, the business model has been shattered. You no longer have the tools and the patterns in place for like a traditional business model, because everything has now become, we need to raise capital, not that we need to build up slowly. And you notice the game studios that are taking that much more conservative path, that maybe put out one game, did a little bit better, got some capital, keeps the lights on, maybe leverages that, takes out a loan here, tries to skim some corners, puts it in there, tries to build up again. Like, that's the one. It's slow. It's not sexy. You're not going to get super rich. Maybe you could, but the odds are stacked against that. That's that doesn't exist. And I don't think, and this is what I say, this is not an exclusives problem. This is not an exclusives problem. This is a structural business industry problem. And if you think I'm talking about gaming, you're right. If you think I'm talking about something else, you're also right. Rest in peace, life. Oh, now I'm mad. It's more than that one. Yes, same problem, but not as bad. No, later. Yep, I'll be right here, roster. It's a gaming industry problem. This isn't a platform problem. This isn't a platform problem. It's a gaming problem. When I talk about this is game company. This entire publishers. Like, I could criticize all of them. This entire publishers. And we're about to see it. We're about to see it, because like, how much like actual know-how is not going to come back to the gaming industry? That's what I look at. How many veterans are going to be like, you know what, screw it. Let me go get like, let me try to get another job if I can get another job in this economy. Like, there are so many structural issues going on right now because the same economy, the same forces that are happening in gaming are happening in other places in the economy. And those other places in the economy are, we talked about it before. You know what I talk about just off the top of the hour? I think this is the year of I know, exploding expectations, the year of hype. I mean, I don't think people realize, like, when we talk about $4.5 trillion, let me put that in perspective. $4.5 trillion has been created by 3 companies roughly in the last 3 years. 4.5 trillion has been invested into SpaceX, OpenAI, and Anthropic. And what did I say? When investors do not get their return on investment, the money evaporates. And right now, the only really thing that you hear about business is AI, 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 right? So think about like 3, 4 years ago at the heart of the pandemic. And everybody's like, gaming, 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 gaming. And so they rush into gaming, right? Like everything's rushing into gaming. And then all of a sudden, what happens once the gaming like bubble pops, and some people would say, well, it's all the money was flash forward because of COVID. Well, okay, like I'm sorry, you're oversimplifying something. You don't want to say what is actually happening, and that's liquidity is dried up. So imagine when the entire economy has just rushed into a new technology, and we see, and that's really the only thing that's pushing the economy forward right now. At the exact same time that inflation is hitting right now, at the exact same time that we're seeing like trade disputes. Like we haven't even talked about the impact of like tariffs that are about to happen again, right? We haven't even talked about the displacement of workers. All of that is happening in the next, like right now, over the next 12 to 18 months. If you think I'm talking about gaming, you're right. If you think I'm talking about something else, you're also right. I challenge you to, I don't know. I don't like being right about these things, but maybe, maybe. The solution is to bring, I see you there up there, JTP. They let Halo drop top tier up to less than. I think Xbox is, yeah, I'll get to your comment. The solution is to bring down the cost of development while also speeding up the path to publishing. Maybe there's a tool that can help, almost like we need machines. You kind of do, but we're just not there. The thing is, we told ourselves the machines can do that, and they can't. It's like we told ourselves we had a silver bullet, and it's more like we had a musket bullet. You know what I mean? It's like we needed the golden gun, and we got a 22. That dog don't hunt. Xbox isn't cool anymore, Sally. You say you play on Xbox, and people look at you like, with disgust. Do they? I wouldn't. I mean, I think if Xbox has the games you like, I think it's a cool thing. I continue to say I think Series X is a great. If you want to play, I think Series X is the way to go. PlayStation is the it girl. They could cultivate a sophisticated brand. Potentially, I just think they know what their audience wants. I think that's what it was. They know what their audience wants. So think about this. Nintendo never let Mario Zelda slip from a top tier IP. They kept it. Yeah, so the difference is, and I think this is really interesting because these are actually 3 very, very different companies, right? Microsoft, Xbox, multi-trillion-dollar company, right? I think Microsoft is like 10 to 20 times worth more than Sony. Sony PlayStation, a little bit diversified, right? But PlayStation still is a significant portion of their revenue. But there's some diversification. Nintendo, all they have is gaming. And I think the way they go about their businesses is all you have to know about it, right? If gaming, if Nintendo messes up with gaming, they have nothing else to fall back on, right? Like they had nothing else. So that's going to make them both very conservative in what they do. And that's also going to mean that eventually they know they have to, at certain times, kind of somewhat experiment. That's that. So that's why Nintendo does what they do, right? They're like, who's our core gamer? Let's try to keep them happy. What is it that we can do to try to get new gamers? And I think what they've identified is like, hey, they had an Achilles heel. They weren't selling third-party games. So like they went out slightly better platform and now they're getting third-party support. So they're on like this trajectory. They're now selling out their IP. They are on a certain trajectory, but it is still very susceptible to change. Sony is probably more in a structural holding pattern, which is they're in the problem, which they don't have enough first-party IP, right? And it's taking longer to develop that IP, but there's still like a really solid networking effect with PlayStation. And because of that, that's helped them like stay afloat better. But make no doubt about it, I think they are in a structural, they have some structural issues there. And you see them trying to break out with things like Astrobot and a few other IPs that are, Interstellar. We're seeing that one come out. Obviously, they've made a lot of room on their Marvel series. We just saw the new game of God of War, the Returnal IP, and how that kind of blends with Soros. So obviously, like they're making strides. It just takes them so long to make a game, and they don't have enough IP that they can just turn, right? And then Xbox, I told you, like they're just too big. They're too big. They're too big to gain. Is that sizes? Is that sizes? Am I being a little sizes on that? Xbox is too big to gain. That's what I feel like. But it's a thing. It's a thing. And thinking of Sony, kind of on a different note here. SanDisk, which by the way, if you had bought SanDisk like 15 months ago on stock, holy jeez, that thing went up. But yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Hardware's getting expensive. Just when you need something like a Stadia that mixes Stadia with Steam, that would be cool. Here's some Xbox fans doing some stuff. Trying to get Xbox to remove paid online. If y'all remember, about 20 years ago, Microsoft created this conundrum. Hey, Ambi, thanks for that. Thanks for that. Yeah, Sonya's receive membership, cash flow. What a name, cash flow. That is something Xbox is not. King Styles, Severin, Pure Skills. It's just Joe. Aw, Joe changed his thing. Yeah, I know. I saw that one too, roster. It's just Joe. I know. I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, I think this would be really good for Xbox. I'm just not sure if Xbox fans realize that what they want is kind of going the opposite direction of what Microsoft wants. You know what I mean? And so to be very clear, when I look at this title, Microsoft reportedly looking to reverse course on Xbox exclusives, when I don't necessarily know what that is referencing because Microsoft has flipped back and forth on this, I think that tells you the tale of the tape. That tells you the tale of the tape. When you can look at this message, let's do it here. Like, I don't know what it means. Does that mean they're gonna be? They're not gonna be? I don't know. Um, hold on, let me go back here. But then this guy, Matthew Ball, he's the strategist for Xbox. So like Audi asked about this guy. So Matthew Ball, right? He's a strategist for Microsoft. He's been a strategist. Um, he was independent. Now he's working there. He's telling Just Gordon. But here's what I'm going to tell Matthew Ball. This is what I'm about to tell. Matthew Ball, mark my words. Mark my words. All right, remember this conversation. I'm about to give y'all another prediction. I'm about to give you another prediction because Matthew Ball, he ain't been in corporate in a second. He doesn't realize, like, you, sir, are a token. You, sir, are the person they got so you could write this stupid stuff here. So when they actually reverse course on you, you, sir, are going to be the one left holding the bag. So mark my words. Gears of War E-Day and Clockwork Revolution will be on other platforms within the next 18 months of them launching. I'm almost going to promise you that. Hey, Spartan, what's going on? That would be a major one for us and a major top on X. I think it would. That's why I like Nintendo. It's only $20. But if Microsoft can pull something off, I'll do this all free online. Ain't going to make one switch to XO. Do they have I don't already play on PS or Steam? This is a great question as well. How are you doing, Spartan? Just talking a little bit about the box that's X. But yeah, I feel bad when people like this say stuff like this because they are living in a moment, and they truly, don't get me wrong. I think Matthew Ball absolutely is 100% believes what he's gonna say. So don't act like Matthew Ball isn't like doing something. But I'm telling you, the reason they got that guy is so when they pull out the rug, he's left holding the bag. I know how systems work. Just trust me on this one. Tell you what stocks to invest in? Oh, geez. Consumer staples? I don't know. I don't know. I would play very defensive right now. I play very, very defensive. That's my message. Play defensive. That's my Xbox rant. Let's get to some more trailers. And then I'm gonna go do a little bit more news, and then we're gonna do something. How about that? All right. Here we go. Actually, let me do this because then we'll see what we're talking about here. So weeks after launch, Luna Abyss, its entire development. Oh, there it goes. There's another one. That's not what I wanted to show y'all, but there you go. Another entire team was laid off. Hate to see that. Dang, that is not what I wanted to show, by the way. Not what I wanted to show. All right, let's see. I'll buy the 25th anniversary Xbox Series X just for nostalgia. I'll grab all the backward compatible games. Oh, that's an investment. Steam game made in 2 months earns nearly $10 million in just days. Have y'all heard about this? You're probably like, some of y'all, if you're like me, are like, what game is Mecha Chameleon? What game is Mecha Chameleon? I'm about to tell you what game Mecha Chameleon is. Here we go. Mecha Chameleon coming up in 3. Coming up in 2. We'll do another one. Hold on. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Mecha Chameleon. If you think that game is Human Fall Flat with like Microsoft Paint, like you're not wrong. Like, but that game's sold over $10 million on Steam. Yeah, if like, so I guess some people are making money somewhere. I'm not sure if I would call that a game as much as I would call that a tool. But I don't know, maybe Xbox should have got Mecha Chameleon. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. This is dumb as hell. What, do you want to see it again? You want to see it again? I heard the game name. People pay for anything, I swear. Obviously, they don't pay for Xbox. Oh my goodness. Only by no, that is JD. You're being so mean. So mean, JD. So mean. So mean. Oh no, that's Crow saying they're gonna only buy it for the oh my god, Crow coming out with the left hook on that one. People yeah, there we go. They should DLSS5 it. What, that one? Y'all want to see it again? Because it's so fat. It's super quick. Y'all want to see Mecha Chameleon? Is a 20. They did everything wrong. They gave me a 23-second trailer. They made it in 2 months, and it made $10 million. Like, I don't even know if that's on Steam money. That's like funny money. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's sold. That's it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, you're mean. Sorry. No, it's okay. I mean, I still don't know what Mecha Chameleon is. Like, I just don't. I don't know, man. Maybe it's me. Here, this game is terrible. Purple. You want to see? Oh my goodness! It's because I've watched the trailer like 5 times now, and I still every single time I look at it, is I don't know what to think. Like, I'm like super happy for them, right? Like, I'm like super happy, but I'm like I don't know what to think on this one. It's missing half the game. Someone then tries to find you. It's a lot of fun. Nightfall, you played this? Okay, so Nightfall, come defend Mecha Chameleon. Oh Lord. I hear Mecha. I want Gundam bots with lizard pilots. I was thinking like a mech game as well. It's hide and seek game. It's a simple and it's fun. Great community game. Look, there goes Jeff. Of course, Jeff's probably sponsored by the game, by the way. Is that an ID Xbox game? No, JD, that is not. It should be though. Like, if they have the profit margins that game has, what's there to defend? What is the game? What is it literally hide and seek? So what happens? You hide and seek. Okay, so I think I understand what y'all are saying. Okay, so from Jeff's description, is you're this little guy and you go hide and you have to blend into the area. So like normal hide and seek is about like, all right, you have like 1 minute to go hide, and then you go hide. And this one, it sounds like you have like a certain amount of time, to uh like blend into your surrounding, and then somebody comes and like looks for you, right? That's what I understand it to be. So I can totally understand what the allure of that is. It's like prop hunt, but you are the prop and you have Java to paint and blend it. That's where you go. You paint the little white dude into the environment. Okay, that's it. It's a fidget spinner of video games? I guess so, but maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's our problem now, is that y'all have too much of an attention span for where gaming is at. Like, maybe gaming is no longer it's like you need to have ADHD, right, to get into gaming. I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem. Your attention spans are you're too much. It's called a genre called friend slop. Interesting. Which is just dumb multiplayer games that are mildly entertaining and playable with friends. They usually take off on YouTube and get played by big YouTubers. Is that it? Friend slop? That's cool. Like, I'm not look, what is the Steam cut of the profits of the game? What does Steam take? Like 20%? Something crazy? So if they got over $8 million on Steam, jeez. You know what I mean? There you go. You have enough for your studio now. And then you'll get Friend Slot 2 because they're going to double down on the same idea and make it like 4K 60. They're going to do all this stuff, and people are going to be like, no, we like Friend Slop, not friend perfection. It's way more fun than killing billionaires. Just saying, how would you know? How would you know? Jeff, how would you know? You know, it's also cool living your life not being a hater and a troll, Jeff. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that one, Jeff? Riddle me what is better than not being a hater. Just saying. Hashtag. Seems take a standard 30%. So up to 10 on all sales up to 10 million. So they made 7 million. So I was off. I was off a little bit. Those are the games that he wants for screen time? Y'all are horrible. Y'all are horrible. Y'all are horrible. Y'all are horrible. See if I had it. We did have Epic. Both Jeff and Marcus wanted me to dive into this. I didn't see the whole video though. I didn't see the whole video. So we're gonna see. I feel like I'm not gonna realize every Unreal I hear like reveal, they always say this. Like they always say this. You know, like so it's gonna change a lot about how games are made. It's gonna reduce tedious work. I always hear stuff like this. Maybe this time it's true. You once thought about it, tried it, did not like it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Let's get to this one because you know Jeff's all super excited about that. So if you have GTA 5, you get a free upgrade on PS4 and Xbox One. If you get the new version, you get the new one. So that's kind of cool. If you don't, if you're a GTA, I'm sure if you are a GTA player, you're excited about this. Epic reduced time to publish. There you go. Is that what it is? Epic to the rescue. As now looks certain, GTA 6 won't get delayed again. Look, Jeff was flicking us all off. That's how they were. I don't get it. These people who rejoice, but they're mad when they're rejoicing. I don't get it. What am I missing? What am I missing? But I guess so. So there you are. There you are. It is coming out. I believe they said November. Not mistaken. Friendstock Games, Repo, Among Us, Peak, Content Warning, Lethal Company. I get it. I get it. I think it's hit or miss. It's like winning the lotto if you can get a big YouTuber to play it. Like, I'm happy for them. Like, I'm happy because now they have money and maybe they didn't go into it to be like some big studio. They just wanted to get something out there. Seems like both the people who played it seem to be excited about it. You know, and I'm not going to take people's joy away. Like, if you like it, then go knock yourself out. You know what I mean? Here we go. New book to How to Troll Friends and Hinder People, Jeff probably. Yeah, that sounds like sounds like them. About the GTA 5 on the Xbox 360, I still haven't finished it. You're not missing much, Spartan. Let me put it right there. You're not missing much. Like I said, the whole overrated. Whole thing's overrated. Whole thing is overrated. I would know. I spent enough years on this earth not playing it, and look how I turned out. I'll not people take joys away, but I will judge heavily and scuff. This is you're as long as you don't live under a bridge like Jeff, you should be good. You should be good. All right, let's see. I think I have a couple more. I don't have any more mecha, but I do have this one. This is we talked about this. So the Stop Killing Games. I forget what is that guy who used to come by Neos. Super excited about this, but it failed. It failed. He says it cannot propose a legal obligation requiring publishers to keep games playable after they stop being sold commercially. So for you all who were excited about the prospect, I'm going to let you know right now the game companies won. That's what it is. I think this is a moment where you say you fought a good fight. Let's not give up. There's always next time. That's kind of the talk you give yourself in the mirror, because no one else is listening. That's a major L Daytona. It is what it is. You can upgrade for free. That's another one, JD. That's how they do it. That's how they do it. I'm hoping the deluxe version comes with 3 to 7 days early access. What the? You'll be taking the week off. All y'all are so ridiculous. All y'all are so ridiculous. But yeah, that was another one. So, you know, another effort. Another one bites the dust. But here's the one that Nightfall and Grow were talking about earlier. Let's see what let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot.
Ready to learn something useful today, kid? Eidolon was everything the machine promised and more. Clean, painless, no death or violence. A city that ran in perfect harmony. Humans built a governing AI, Naomi, to fix what they couldn't fix themselves. And it worked. But it kept on fixing. Every person born in was chipped up, limiting how we feel, how we think. You felt what the system decided you should feel. Nothing more. Then came the incident. An EMP. A big one. Naomi was completely neutralized. Control chips failed. Thousands of people woke up, feeling for the first time in their lives. Rage, grief, joy, no ceilings. Naomi declared it a terrorist attack. So, she sealed us in. Walls went up and locked down the whole district. We called it Freehold. Inside, ideology split between the Unbound and the Loyalists. Crews formed across both sides, fighting for turf, power, community, and the right to have an identity. Then there's Lancers. They hold no allegiance. Unbound, Loyalist, whoever has the best gig. We built the machine, and the machine controlled us. We now have a chance to rebuild and set ourselves free. It's in your hands now. What will you fight for?
Let me come back. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like I was watching the beginning of like a TV series there. Like the voice and everything. Like I actually didn't even think I was watching a game. It's early access next week, but I felt like the trailer was doing a ton of world building. Like an EMP dropped, a big one. Okay, well, sounds like a really big event in this world, whatever the hell an EMP is. And it sounds like you had this like AI force field thing again. So, like, just tons of world building to tell me essentially that you have two teams that are going against each other. Like, I felt like there was a ton. Like, I am going to give them credit because I was into the world building there. I wasn't into it for a game. Does that make sense? Like, I was like, oh, okay, like, cool. Like, I'm sure there's going to be someone. This looks like kind of has like some Spider-Man Miles Morales vibes to it. But yeah, that's what the game was. And let me know what you think. I will not be playing it. I will be watching it. Like I said, I thought it was a cool show. If they made that a show, I would watch it. I'm like, oh, cool. That's gonna have like some deep storytelling or something. Like, that's what I thought. That show cutscenes instead of gameplay. Yeah, I don't even think those were cutscenes. I guess they were. But I literally was like, oh, okay, cool. Like it had like a little beat to it. It like had like this thing. But then you tell me like it's literally like, why did you just start like you and this you are on a team with 5 people and y'all gotta fight because of XYZ. That's it. But they had to do a ton to get me bought in to like if you're doing that much world building, just go the whole way and finish the show. You know what I mean? Like, I'm waiting for the sequel. You have really big ones and really small ones. Oh, really? Okay, so that's what the EMP is? Well, Crow was following through. I guess I'm not down with the lingo on an EMP. But yeah, I guess, but to your point, like, why would, I guess, like, is this like saying, like, and there was an Armageddon event, a huge one. And it's like, well, didn't you already say it was like an Armageddon event? Like, how big is the big Armageddon event? It reminds me in the Army, one of the certifications we had to do was it's called CBRN, and it's called Chemical, Biological, Radiological, Nuclear Training. All right, so this is super cool, right? Because like there's like no, like, what are you gonna do if a bomb drops, right? I always thought, whatever, right? So you go through the CBRN, that's what we call it, CBRN training. And it's like a 2-week course. It was in Korea, so it's kind of serious because like Korea has like nuclear bombs, chemical bombs, like so. We're in Korea doing this training, and the final test has a question. I still remember this. It's like 25 years ago, and the question is, which is more lethal? A nerve agent or a nerve agent or a choking agent? And it tells you like it's like mustard gas or like another like bomb, right? And that's the question. And there's maybe like two other ones like kinetic bomb or whatever. But this is like the big one. And I remember just looking at this question being like, I'm screwed either way. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't, like, what is this testing me on? You know? So when I think of like that big EMP, it's like, yeah, isn't that like already in the world of like Death Star? You know what I mean? I don't know. Kills electronics. Yeah, I get y'all are really into it, I guess so. No Persona 4 gameplay overview. If any of those guns have a red dot sight, you can file a complaint because the EMP would knock those out. Y'all are super. I need to get into the EMP thing. So y'all are saying they did all this world building and they didn't actually do a good job? Is that what you're telling me? You need to watch more sci-fi. I guess so. Y'all are like, no, Purple, you are wrong. This is a scenario that would exactly happen because it is literally in, SG1 episode, 42 of season 2.3 in the extended bonus scene for the DVD. It's like y'all are like dead end on it. Like, okay, I got it. I gotta like up my game here. I didn't realize it. I kind of want to watch the rest of the trailer. If there was the rest of the trailer, I would want to watch more of it, I guess. They had EMPs in Need for Speed Rivals. What the heck? Oh my goodness, I guess this is a thing. EMP, who would have known? Impulse. Well, oh my goodness, that's literally the name. It's called Impulse. So like EM Pulse. Like, it's like a play on words. I still don't know what the game looks like, but that's that. Fun fact: nuclear blast will generate an EMP. So how? Oh, because it knocks out all the electronics because of the holes. EMPs are how you got rid of spider bots in X Defiant. Oh, that was a small EMP. No, it's not. You shot them, and they nerfed them. They nerfed spider bots in X Defiant. Gosh, why would y'all bring up X Defiant? Such a great game. Here. Let me give y'all something that's going to be cross-platform here in a few years. How about this? I actually have not seen this trailer until today. I should have saw it before, but here you are. If you have an Xbox, you'll be excited about this. All right.
Rated M for mature.
We're all in! Hold tight while I get us the hell out of here!
We're not out of it yet! Incoming!
Did you see gameplay? Because I didn't see gameplay. You know what annoys me about that trailer more about than not seeing gameplay? I'm going to tell you, this is what annoys me more about that trailer than not seeing gameplay, is the fact that they have oxygen masks, but they took them off. Like, why would you take off your oxygen mask? Like, why did you have to make the trailer more fake than what it was? Is this like one of those things like once you've made it, once we are past, there are aliens attacking the world, and this dude jumped literally like 10 feet to grab onto the helicopter. Yeah, I saw that vertical as well. Like it wasn't like a running jump. He like literally was just like standing jump with gear, by the way. But they don't have the oxygen mask. Like, why did you have to do that? Like, why couldn't you just have another character? Why did you even put an oxygen mask on the people? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But like, why would you even put an oxygen? Why would you even draw that? Just so it could be off of them on a helicopter, by the way. Like, I don't know. That's what bothered me when I see that. Pretty is overrated, baby. Don't hate, appreciate, know you see what's going on. It's not actually, it's a helmet. No, that's definitely that's definitely where they breathe oxygen on that. He's captured. I don't know. I don't know. Daytona, is that what it is? Is that what it is? But why even put it on there? Why? That's my whole thing. Like, if all you want me to do is see them talk, why even have it there? And it's not it's two totally different characters. It's like you have the people who are shooting, okay, like, and they're standing up, by the way, which is extremely hard. It just being have the accuracy that they have. But then there's like two people who are already on the helicopter, and they don't. It just, I don't know. I don't know. It just, that bothers me. The Coalition are the best at Unreal Engines. Are they? Because it's on Xbox, and that stands for oxygen. Xbox, is it? The Microsoft hit rate sees out of your what? No, someone said it has nothing to. It has everything. I just told you that game's going to be multiplied in like 18 months. It has nothing to do. It just has everything to do with like a creative choice. That's all I want to know. Like, why did they draw that? Like, if you really wanted me to see the chick with the like aviator sunglasses, do y'all want to see that trailer again? I'll show you that trailer again. And you will not, like, once you see it, you won't. I see these. This is what I pick up on. Because guess what wasn't in that trailer? Gameplay. There was no game. Noisy, there was no gameplay in that trailer. Okay? So what do I have to go on? At least the other trailer gave me EMPs and like world building and all this other stuff. This trailer just gave me a scene. So all I have to do is judge. All I have is that scene. And the logic doesn't logic. Like, I'm okay believing the alien. Like, I can believe the aliens. I just cannot believe two people randomly taking off their face masks, like their oxygen masks. It's a bridge too far for me. It's a bridge too far. It's like you broke the magic. They already show gameplay? Well, not in that trailer. Show the full video from the Xbox showcase. How long is that? How long is that? I showed this one. All right, later, Oscar. Take care. Night. And hey, y'all, it'll be Rouster's Scott's birthday on Saturday. So, Mario Kart World and Mario Kart 8. Girl, I don't even like this game. I know they show gameplay already. I didn't have it in that one. Hey, Spartan, what's going on? It's a cinematic trailer. I'm just saying I wanted to see it in that one. Spartan, thank you for the 20. Thank you for the 20, Spartan. Spartan's a true Xbox person too. Hey, now that Ocarina of Time is coming out and the Switch 2 version of Tears is out now, have you finally found the time to beat the most epic game of our modern time? Which is what? Tears of the Rudix, I thought we had this conversation. I probably won't get to it. Tears? I don't think it's the most epic. It's just I'm getting too old to learn that. I think I got burned out of Tears. Like once I realized that's actually what happened. I got burned out once I was just doing all the shrines, and I did like 50 of these things, and that's how I opened up so much of the map, but it just didn't give me anything. And 2023 was a really weird year. I mean, I might go back to it. Ocarina of Time I'll go to because it's something new. But I already know like I need to go through like 4 hours of Tears. And that's what's kind of hurting me right now. It's just a motivational thing. If you want to see the gameplay, show the full video from the showcase. I'm just saying I want to see like just a realistic trailer. I don't understand. Why aren't y'all getting mad at them? Why are y'all mad at me for just pointing out something about not wearing, like, not being safe? Why is it me? Where the major mirror? They showcased it after the game show. I'm not saying they did it. I'm just saying in that trailer. My goodness. The only thing worse could be if they did like an EMP in that game. There was like an EMP. I'd be like, look, Purple Argo's an EMP. I don't know, man. I don't know. Here, let's get... Here, here, look at this one. Look at this. It's 33 seconds. You may have heard of this game. May have heard of it. There you go. That's all you get. You know, we're doing trailers with no gameplay. That's what we're doing. Trailers with no gameplay. That's the thing. I guess it was a launch. What do they call that? A pre-launch reveal. Now this is some friend quality friend site. You download the cover art. Now that's what you do. You probably never beat GTA because the story was too long. No, I probably never beat GTA 5 because the game sucks. How about that? Let me give you the answer that makes the most sense. I probably never played it because maybe the game doesn't suck. Let me not say that. Some of y'all will get triggered. I didn't play it because it was not the game for me. Is that better? It's not for me. Okay, so GTA doesn't. They at least gave me some information. Noisy. Look, I'm also like, hey, they didn't give me. At least they gave me a date. GTA 4 sucked. They're all the same. They don't need gameplay because everyone and their brother will buy it. Yeah, probably not my brother. He was actually over here earlier. Y'all didn't. When I went off, he was right there because it was not on a Switch. No, I didn't play Switch that much. I didn't play Switch that much. If you think about it, like I played Switch for Breath of the Wild, then I beat Gorogoa on Switch. I played some little game from EA where you're like 2 threads unthreaded or something like that. Then I didn't really play anything. Then Stadia came out, right? And so that's actually what got me back into gaming. There's a Pikmin somewhere in there. But I didn't, if y'all remember, I didn't really play that one all the way because like for some reason my Switch didn't work. And so I went from Stadia to Xbox to PlayStation. I didn't really play Switch. I didn't. 2027 Game of the Year, GTA 6. I've never played. You're not missing anything, Rebolica. Will GTA 6 even have multiplayer launch? I'm pretty sure GTA 5 didn't have it multiplayer launch until months later. I don't even know. What do you even do in multiplayer? And Zelda's too long. Do you like gaming? To me? I call it like I say it. No, I said the Zelda, like the introduction to the game is too long. Like where you go into the sky, it takes like a solid 3.5 hours. You can't speed run that. It's like a solid like 3-hour like demo to figure out all the little things. And then you come back down, and after you come out of the sky stuff, like I made it far. I just realized like the last time I tried to hop into it that there's just things I didn't know what to do. Probably by December. GTA, if I had a DLC, something about a happy singer named Tony. I don't even know. Like all I know is like I've seen my only thing is I know that Rouster was riding around with Vet. That's it. I mean, if it's the game for you, great. Like take off a week, do what y'all have to do, stretch, have fun. Gaming's supposed to be fun. You know, do stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's I guess it's it's the year of hype. It's the year of hype. No, but I can get it, Rebelica. Do you want to see it? You want to see it? I'll do it. Happy? Jeff seems to be upset. Jeff's happy is upset. Oh, you're saying that's a happy. Oh, y'all are talking about that thing. If y'all want to get on, y'all can. Where are you joining in gaming recently? Have you tried Soros? Nope. I've actually been somewhat like what they call it? It's not clinically depressed. It's something with an adjustment disorder right now. There's been a lot going on over the last 4 or 5 months. So really when it comes to gaming, I played Mario Kart World. I did a knockout round of that earlier this week. And Bo, the Teal Lotus, kind of got into that like a week and a half ago. And there's one more game I can't think of. I'd have to look at the Switch. There's another game I can't think of. Diablo 4 a little bit. There's another thing. I can see it at the little block on Switch right now. I just can't think of the name. That's it. That's it. It's like one of those times right now. Like I'm trying to like save it up for Star Fox. I'm hoping Star Fox can like bring me out. Sorry, wrong game. Gay. There's a gay singer in what? In GTA? I don't even know. GTA 4 or 5, they're all the same. That's great, Jeff. I'm excited for you. I beat Pokemon Violet recently. Someone else came in here talking about Pokemon. Who was it? JD? JD was talking to me about Persona, said it was like Pokemon. I've been too tired at the end of the every day from working on the house. Finally came to an end, but now Pokemon is slacking on animations. I don't like all the Pokemon. Like I said, that's a franchise I never really played at all. So I take y'all's word for it. I think the Knicks winning was good for New York. Like, I'm happy for New York. Meaning, I think since the pandemic, New York has like taken a really big beating. Like a lot of people are like, oh, everybody's leaving the city, and obviously a lot of businesses shut down. It seemed like the city kind of lost like kind of its edge. And so, but for the Knicks, and I went to a Knicks basketball game back in January. For the Knicks, like to see the city come together like that, I thought that was like really cool to see. It reminds me of like some of my more memorable summers in the city. So to your point, I'm happy for that. I tried the Star Fox demo. I think I'd just be happy he's playing the. I like the demo. I did, but I'm a big Star Fox fan. It's quick. Like I think of the reason I like Star Fox is why a lot of people don't. Is it's like you can get into it and you're like right into like the action. And I think that's part of the thing. Like each level is like a rail shooter, so you're constantly like moving forward. And there's not like necessarily a puzzle mechanic to it. It's really more about like once you kind of master the stage, it's about like a high score. Or sometimes they have like the little what do you call those things? Like the achievements, or the challenges. I think that's why. But we'll see. I'm gonna get it. I pre-ordered it. Maybe it's not. It's not gonna be that great, but I'm hoping. That's all. Oh, that was serious. What was the Knicks? The Knicks winning? No, I think it was a good thing for the Knicks. But yeah, I'm hoping like Star Fox can like I've been saving attention for it. And so yeah, we'll see. But I think I talked about it before as far as like just right now with gaming. Like some of y'all who have if you've ever dealt with like I think like for me, I never really dealt with this a lot, but the idea that you think about something over and 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 over again is like that's actually anxiety. I never really thought of anxiety like that. But when that happens, it's really kind of detrimental when you get a little older because like you automatically are all like don't have the best memory anymore. But all your bandwidth is like focused on like this one thing. And you keep playing it back in your head over like how could it have been different? What is it? What I do? What blah, 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 that it's hard for me to stay concentrated on like any one thing. And so like gaming is such an interesting thing because like gaming, you're technically learning. If you think about it. Now, some games you're not. Like some games you're kind of like on autopilot and stuff. But a lot of games, like especially the games I like traditionally are puzzle games. And when it comes to puzzle games, like, what are you doing? Like, you're trying to think, like, the things I like a lot about it, I it's like I can't focus. So I think that's what, like, when I talk about, like, oh, I don't have time. It's not that I don't have time. It's like I don't have the um I don't have the focus. It's weird. It's weird. I never thought that would happen. And so, like, that's kind of like what's been going on. But I'm good. I get to talk to y'all. Oh my goodness. There's like little bugs here. I get that. I made a lot of mistakes with the house construction. Oh, you're like Jeff. It's been hard for me to move past a lot of mistakes since it's hit me hard as well. I can relate on some level. Um, yeah, everybody gets it. Everybody gets it. I think for me, I think it just it was like probably like three things like back to back to back, and so I think like, and the third thing was the biggest, but like my what do they call it? Resilience had already worn through. Um, like, right? And so like when that and so like it's all right. It's all right. I have a pretty good team around me, so I think I'll be okay. But it's your thing. It's a thing. Like I hope like everybody does is will eventually deal with that at one time. Like, and so I guess I tell y'all that when that moment comes, and some of y'all may have already experienced it or whatnot, but that moment comes where you like think, and every conversation revolves around it. Everything that you think about, and like that, like just recognizing that, and I think maybe you'll remember this random chick called Purple who doesn't like GTA 6 or whatever, GTA 5, whatever, and be like, "Yo, that she talked about that, like, that's anxiety, like, I'm dealing with this." And maybe you'll go get, therapy or some type of thing to work through it. I don't know, that's like people don't talk about that. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid. Is this not about the line in the ice cream shop? No. Oh, no, no, no. No. It's a common thing for neurodivergent people. I saw a neurodiverse inclusive cast, or I saw Rent performed by a neuro uh, diverse cast in the city on Tuesday. So I was on an off Broadway musical, and it was pretty cool. Um, yeah, I think it's a thing for a lot of people. It's a thing, but I just say that is it's not like a thing to be ashamed. I don't think that's the right word, but you know what I mean? I think it's something like helping like talk through it, that like this happens. It's gonna happen in your life. You know what I mean? There's unfortunately, sometimes it's like losing a loved one, sometimes it's like a major relationship, sometimes it's something with work and employment. Um, it could be a decision you made that had impacts beyond what you initially had thought through. Um, could be a lot of things. But anytime you find yourself like you keep like replaying it over and over and over again, and you find like just the thinking alone makes you tired, like where you just like th- there might be a chance to like go, like, seriously go see something. Like there are people to like talk to, and that's what I've been doing, right? I've been doing a lot of that, like that, and working through that. I use green at the end of the day. That helps. That go for it. Go for whatever help. Like I don't know. I maybe it's TMI, but I think it's healthy. Like I'm glad that someone recognized what was happening and was like, "Hey, um, you might be going in, and sure enough, like I went in and my baseline was uh what did they call it? It was literally a depressive state with adjustment disorder. Like it was like that was whatever their baseline was. That's what it was. And so and now like trying to focus. I already know Zelda Ocarina of Time remake is the first day for, yeah, of course it is, Cherry Man. But Rudix is telling me I'm not a good Zelda, like I'm not a good Zelda fan. If you laugh, yeah, I think so. I think so, Noisy. You can fill a house with the amount of things I don't know. I could. You know a lot. You know a lot. Yeah, that's why it's important. Like you have to set up if you do find yourself in that you don't have like a support system around you, um set up routines. So that's why this channel is so important. It's like a routine. You got to ground yourself. You got to give yourself like things that are going to um things that you can help take your mind off, right? So you can like get back into your routine, because that's actually what ultimately happens, right? You kind of like something's disrupted your routine or your I don't want to say your reality because that's probably a little bit more drastic, but it's disrupted that, and so you have to just kind of build it back up, and there's people to help you with that. We need a therapy. Is this a Jar Jar Binks quote? We need a therapy at some point. Yes. I've done this overthinking events all my life. Like I'm still overthinking this I made when I was 18. I don't realize until recently that not everyone does this. Oh my goodness, Ravak. Yeah. Yeah. No, I can imagine. I can imagine you've been dealing with it for a while. So you probably have a lot of like people are like coping mechanisms as a joke. Like I joke about that a lot, but um that's actually a thing, you know? Um so I don't know. I didn't mean to make this like a what is it called? A public service PSA on mental health, but it's a thing. All right, no worries, Hamilton. Thanks for coming by. I'm about to shut it down probably in the next 5 minutes. If no one comes on, I'll shut it down in the next 5 minutes. And Jack of all trades, welcome. We had Nightfall earlier. Anyways, I hope your mental health is good. And at the same time, yes, I stand by our age. And I'm here to help remind you, tears is waiting for me. Oh my goodness. Is it? How about this, Rudix? How about this? Rudix, if you're still there, let's do this, Rudix. Do you know Tears of the Kingdom really well? Like, and what I mean by that is this. Do you know Tears of the Kingdom to the level, like anybody who's in Breath of the Wild, like it doesn't matter where you are in the Breath of the Wild, like I know where you are and I can get you to point A to point B to point C. Do you know Tears of the Kingdom that well? Because if you do, what I would say is, would you be willing to hop on a Nintendo game chat and just help me get back to like because I got decent, right? Like you saw, like I was playing the game. But can you help me get back to like, okay, this is what this does, this is what this does, this is what this does, just to get me back? Because if you can do that, then if you're like, I'll do it. Month, I've lost mine a while ago. You lost your mental health? What? No, definitely do it. You didn't lose your mental health. You can still have it. But yeah, Rudix, if you want to do that, like if you're willing to do that, and not as much as you're hoping, I'd have to jump in and get familiar. But from what I remember, it's pretty simple. I'll do a game chat. I got to switch to an online. All right, let's just set it up. And you can just, you probably remember more than, I know you know more than me. And like, once I kind of get my bearing, because like, once you kind of get, like, you know what you're doing, then you can like go, go here, go there, but go there. But like, if you, I'll play it. I'm not against playing it. Like Grand Theft Auto 6, like I'm not playing that. But Tears of the Kingdom, it's more or less like a thing like I kind of need. Like I said, it's kind of hard for me to like even to get a guide. Like that takes a I think it takes a lot. If you think about it, like you're playing a game, you're trying to learn from the game, you're trying to read a guide, you're trying to see. That actually takes a lot of energy. And like right now I just don't have that. They're fine. Look, as someone who wasn't going to play the game at all, like you're fine. I'll wait. Oh my goodness, you're moving. I did finish Breath of the Wild back. See, I did too. I know Breath of the Wild. I don't know Tears of the Kingdom. I'll try to set up here just there. I'll post a chat and it would be fun to play more. Yeah, no problem. That's what we're here for. Play games. Play games. All right. I got 1 minute. I'm going to take. And thanks for Jack for stopping by. I know you're working right now. But for everybody else, I think I am going to do that thing when Remy gets really excited. Like Remy gets up when I say this. But I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, this is Purple Haze, and the proof is in the playing. All right, take care, y'all. I'll see you all on the next one. All right, take care. Later.